drop a beast, by the flow, spells unleashed, someone else, I'm on the rise, mono green, no compromise. Hey, ho, cycle goes, stuff is crushing all my foes. Hey, ho, sweep for lows, old school green and overloads. Giant growth, profit high, swing with all, you're gonna die. Scratch, fight, feel the bite, mono green, I win the fight.
Hello, middle schoolers. Echo Greg here with round 2 of the Romancing the Stones webcam lead for early 2026. This is their dance party. It's a Swiss-style event with a weekly pairing matched up via webcam through their Discord. This is round 2. I am 0-1 after losing to Elves 2-0 in the first round. So I am up against another zoo deck. But first, my deck. It's a red-green zoo, creature base of Lavamancers, Jackal Pups, Jungle Lions, Korean Dryads, Mog Fanatics, some Call the Herds, and then a light burn package and just incinerates, lightning bolts, and 2 Seal of Fires. It's running 2 Curse Scrolls, 4 Rancors, a single Fire Blast, and then the land package. Out of the sideboard, got naturalizes for all the enchantments and artifacts that run amok throughout the format. Some graveyard hate in Phyrexian Furnaces and Tormod's Crypts. Some blue hate in Pyroblasts and Elemental Blasts, 2 of each to get around potential Meddling Mage names. Ravenous Baloth for other aggressive mirror type decks, and Tranquil Domain for enchantment heavy decks such as Enchantress. So again, I am playing against Stu, who is on a red, white, and green zoo deck. So similar concept to what I'm doing, but with a white splash instead. So let's get into the game and see how that goes. So unfortunately, I was having some recording issues. I had moved around some folders on my computer to make space after running into the previous issue on another video where I ran out of hard drive space mid-recording and lost the last part of a game. So in doing so, I forgot to remap where OBS was recording to, and so didn't start recording when I hit the button, and I didn't notice it until about halfway through game 1. So you can see here we're at least 4 turns in. I've got several lands in play, Grim Lavamancer with a Rancor on it, and a Jackal Pup, and Stu has a Winter Orb and some lands in play. You can see in his graveyard he's got Savannah Lions, a Jackal Pup, and a Bolt. And then it's real hard to tell in my graveyard just the glare, but there's some burn spells in there. That's how I dealt with his Jackal Pup and Bolt. I'm at 17, he's at 10. So let's jump into the action. So moving on to Stu's turn, he untaps his lair, leaves the City of Brass tapped, plays another lair, bouncing the city, and passes back. So I untap the forest, the Carpusman Forest that is. 1 card in hand, I swing in for 5, dropping Stu down to 5. And Stu, yep, scoops it up, didn't have anything. I show the bolts I had in hand. And we move on to game 2. So again, apologize for how quick that is of the video here. I had video recording issues. Sideboard here, I'm going to be bringing in the Baloths as one. They're really big compared to what Stu's got creature-wise. I can sack him for the life to get me out of damage range, which is very important in these aggro mirrors, especially ones that are throwing bolts and incinerates around. And in middle school, with damage on the stack, it becomes even more powerful because I can use it to kill something and then sack it to gain a life. So I'm definitely boarding out all 4 Jackal Pups. So I bring in 2 Baloths, and I'm going to bring in 2 Naturalizes. Less so because of anything I'm worried about. I mean, with Curse Scroll, the Winter Orb is a little annoying, but it's not really all that hampering to my deck. But really, I thought about bringing in the furnaces just to be able to sack them to draw a card, because it's just get the Jack of Pups out of my deck. They're really bad in the mirror type decks, especially if he's running burn. So yeah, I bring in the naturalizes, but could have brought in almost anything to get those Jack of Pups out of the deck. So we side up. Stu will be on the play since I won game one. Stu takes a mulligan. He leads off with a Battlefield Forge into a Jack of Pups, dropping to 19 off the damage. So I'll play a wood, fetch, crack it, fanatic, and pass. So Stu's gonna come in, I'm gonna block damage on the stack and shoot him for 1, so I'm gonna get 2 damage in total and take out his Jackal Pup, putting him to 17. Again, this is why no matter what I brought in, I was taking those Jackal Pups out. They're just so bad in this matchup. So then Stu follows up with an Undiscovered Paradise into a Goblin Legionnaire. So that's going to be a little problematic in that he can kill most of my creatures, so I do need to find a way to get that off the battlefield quickly. I believe I have a Korean Dryad in hand, but I can't deploy it and hope to grow it until that Legionnaire's gone. So I'm going to spend my turn bolting it just to clear it out. I'm going to take a damage to get a Lavamancer in play. So Lavamancer can survive. Lavamancer is very strong in this matchup. He handles all of his creatures and gives me a little bit of extra damage and reach in the race, but unlikely that it'll survive with all the removal spells that Stu has available. So, yep. Throws down takes it. Plays a Carpusan Forest, takes a damage from that instead of the battlefield, and then decides to Swords the Lavamancer. So that'll put me up to 19, but does take care of my Lavamancer. And Stu's got a Fanatic in play. So again, another blocker to getting the Dryad in play. So instead I'm just going to play a Call of the Herd. Get my Elephant and pass back to Stu. Stu untaps. He's gonna tap both for pain, drop the 15, play his Legionnaire out, bounce the Battlefield Forge, put a Rancor on his Fanatic, and swing it. So I decided to block. He's gonna put the damage on the stack, shoot me for 1. So I lose the token, he gets his Rancor back. Now that he's tapped out, I play the Dryad. And then I have a Bolt for his Legionnaire. So that'll make the Dryad a 2/2. And take care of his removal threat that he had on board. When I pass back, 2 plays a Discover Paradise, and just passes to me. So he's got 3 in hand, I know 2 of them, and luckily he doesn't have another creature or a removal spell, at least that I'm aware of. He didn't burn one off on his turn. So I put the Rancor on here. If he's got a removal spell, I can get a little blown out here, but he doesn't. So then I swing in for 4. Dropping down to 8. He plays out the Forge and a Jungle Lion, which unfortunately does not help here as it cannot block. He does put the Rancor on it. In response, oh no, I just incinerate him, putting him down to 5. That makes my Dryad a 5/5, that is the game, and then show I've got a naturalize in hand and draw the Law of Mancer off the top. So I take this one down 2-0. Very quick games. I think Stu's mana base really did some damage to him in both games. Game 1 had the City of Brass. Game 2, you saw he took all those damage from the Pain Lands. I had all the cards to answer what he was doing in bolts, and then was able to stick a threat, get a Rancor on it, and chip him down the rest of the way, finish him off what his lands are doing to him. So this is kind of a toss-up match. The white gives him a little bit more powerful cards in swords and things like that, but my mana base is a little more consistent, less painful, so that probably ended up being what got me there in the end. But good game, Stu. Stu is one of the Stones folks that puts on this tournament, so thanks for all you do, Stu. Giving us a good place to play some webcam Magic a few times a year, especially middle school, which you don't get to play a lot of, at least not over the internet. So, always appreciated it. Always enjoy playing. Thanks a lot. So that puts me to 1-1, and we move on to round 3. So thanks for watching, everyone, and I will see you next time.